What's up, YouTube? It's Elijah the Hero, and today we're here to talk about Insomniac's Marvel's Spider-Man 2, exclusively coming to PS5. Probably going to be a timed exclusive because if you didn't hear, you're here now. Spider-Man Remastered and Miles Morales are coming to the PC, which I'm super excited for because I know a lot of people like the console exclusivity, but for someone like me, I never really cared about it. I'm happy because more people get to play the game, so that means more merchandising for the game, more money for the game, and then we get mods. So you'll probably see some of the suits that you wanted to see in the first game, but you didn't get to see it. So that means somebody can actually make not an official, but a modded Spider Cop suit, which would be pretty freaking cool. And then somebody can make the Superior Spider-Man suit, put Iron Man in the game, do different type of things with mods. So that's why I'm excited for that. But that is not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about the leaks and rumors and stuff that we know so far about Spider-Man 2. So just before we get into these leaks and rumors that I have, this all came from an anonymous source on Reddit and stuff like that. And I think it was on 4chan first, but Reddit and just an anonymous guy who says that he has leaks of the game and emails and things like that. So take everything I'm going to say with a grain of salt because none of this has been confirmed by Sony or Insomniac or Marvel. So yeah, take that all with a grain of salt, but let's get into it. So kicking off, the two main villains of the game are going to be Venom and Kraven the Hunter. So we already got a feel of that, and we already know that based off the trailer that came out last year. We saw Venom, so we know for sure Venom is in the game, and then we saw the making of the symbiote in the end of Spider-Man 1, and then the continuation of that in Miles Morales. So those are basically the end scenes of those games. So we already know that this was already in the making, but they actually showed Venom. Supposedly the voice that is talking is Kraven. I'm pretty sure that's been confirmed that it's actually Kraven the Hunter who's talking. So those are going to be the two main villains, and the leak villains that are going to be in the game are Mysterio and the Lizard. So those are two other villains that will be coming to the game and that you'll be facing. I don't know if they'll be in the main story or just dedicated to side missions, but the leaker did say that the Lizard and Mysterio will also be joining Kraven, so we'll see them in the game too. And I really hope that the boss fights are better, because that was one of my big gripes with the first Spider-Man game. I felt like the Rhino, Lizard, Electro, Vulture fights were kind of boring and not that really satisfying as boss fights. I did think the Mr. Negative, both times you fought him, were really good. Of course, the Doc Ock fight at the end of the game was really good. And then the Tinkerer fight in Miles Morales was really good too. So they do know how to make some good boss fights. I don't know if we count Shocker as a boss fight. Well, you did chase him 2 times and then you fought him in the bank, but that fight was okay. But yeah, I hope they, I don't know, add newer mechanics to those boss fights and make them more engaging. More on the side of that Tinkerer boss fight at the end of Miles Morales. I thought that was a really good one. And when he fought the Prowler, his Uncle Aaron, I thought that was a good fight too. So yeah, those are some of the bosses that are coming to the game. Since we're talking about the bosses right now, another leak that he said is that there will be a third playable character that uses moving tentacles, smoke pellets, and actually kills people. So this is a lethal protector. If you know what I did there, Venom goes by Lethal Protector, if you didn't know that, or his comics do. But supposedly this third character kills people. So a lot of people are speculating that it is Venom. If you played the Ultimate Spider-Man game that I think came out 2008, 2005, I don't really remember, but Venom was playable in that game, and I think people are thinking it's going to be towards that kind of play style for Venom, the kind of tanky brute play style. But the smoke pellet thing is where I'm actually kind of confused because Venom's never used smoke pellets. So it actually makes me think that this might be Wraith, Yuri. So if you played the first game and you played the DLC, you kind of know Yuri and how her story ended. I'm actually going to make a separate video discussing my theory about what's going to happen with Yuri. But the leaker said that this third playable character is only tied to main missions and not side quests or free roaming. So you can't free roam with this character or play any side quests with them. You only play them in the story mode. So it kind of be like akin to like playing as Mary Jane. You get to play as her, but only in the main sections. You know, nobody liked those, but you still got to play as her. And you got to play as Miles in the first game, but those were sneaking sessions too. So I think it's going to be like that, but more, you know, with a fighting style, like her actually fighting, because Yuri is a fighter. So I think it would be cool to play as Yuri, but if it is going to be a total of 3 characters, I kind of would have to say I would rather have Venom, or I wouldn't mind if we got like DLC for Yuri instead and had Venom actually be the playable character, because I'm sure they're going to do DLC for this game. The DLC for the first game sold really well. So yeah, I would really like to honestly play as both of them, because it'd be cool to play as a new Spider-Man character that we've never got to play in any video game form. So we got to play as Venom multiple times in multiple different Spider-Man games. I think it would be cool to give somebody else a shine. Like, it felt refreshing playing as Miles Morales because, you know, he's never really been in a game, I guess if you count the Lego games before that, but he's never really been in his, you know, own game. But yeah, so a third playable character. We don't know if it's Yuri or Venom. Another leak that he has is that every suit in the game, every spider suit in the game will have a symbiote variant of the suit. Okay, now this is one of those rumors where I feel like it'd be too good to be true. I really hope it is true, but I feel like it'd be too good to be true. I wouldn't be surprised if they just gave us the main advance suit and had the black suit variant of that. But having every suit have the black variant would be pretty cool, because if they port over all the suits from the previous game, and then, you know, we can get the Sam Raimi black suit, we can get the Amazing Spider-Man black suit that was in the first Amazing Spider-Man game. He never wore one, but it actually, if you 100% at that game, you got a black variant of his first Amazing Spider-Man suit, Andrew Garfield suit, not the second, the first suit. So we can get that back in the game again. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, every variant of every suit gets a black suit variant. I think it would be pretty cool. I don't really know how that, like, if he's gonna stay in the black suit and you just get to choose when you want to put it on, kind of like Web of Shadows, where it's instantly there, then it changes the combos up and stuff like that, or he is going to be like in the black suit for just a period in the game, a short period or a long period of the game. And then I wonder, he doesn't speculate or say anything about Miles potentially getting the black suit too in the game, like if they switch off with the black suit or like share it, or something happens where Miles gets it or Peter gets it. They don't actually specify if that happens, but that'd be pretty cool for Miles to get the black suit, because I don't think Miles has really actually had a symbiote in like the comics. Like, he has had like the Carnage symbiote on him, where he turns into like a kind of like a, Venom is evil, but like a more like Carnage looking version of Venom, versus like, you know how Spider-Man has like the black suit on and it looks sleek and nice and doesn't look very Venomy. All Miles's have looked kind of like Venomized and stuff like that, instead of just like the symbiote on his regular costume just going black and white. But yeah, that is another leak that he has, and a rumor. And again, take all this with a grain of salt, because none of this has been confirmed. What has been confirmed though is that the voice actor for Venom said that this story is more darker and is sort of like The Empire Strikes Back. So I'm not really too sure what he means by that. I've seen The Empire Strikes Back, but I don't like, he's saying like that's like Spider-Man, like Miles and Peter will be kind of like the underdogs of the story. Like, they're not gonna stop everything that happens. Like, they're gonna be the ones kind of getting beat up and on the side of like trying to like catching up to the villains basically the whole entire game, like playing catch up with the villains and not be able to like, you know, keep up with their skills and the army that Kraven has and the power of Venom is kind of what I'm thinking I'm getting. Maybe like something people like actually die in this game, because nobody died in the first game. Well, Aunt May died, but nobody like really important died in the story. So maybe, you know, maybe who knows? Maybe Peter could die. Miles takes up the mantle or something like that, or leaves with the ending like that, a cliffhanger ending where we don't kind of know what happens to Peter. Maybe the third game would be the Clone Saga. You get Ben Reilly, but that's just speculation. That's my own speculation. But yeah, he said it's gonna remind me of Empire Strikes Back. So yeah, Spider-Man 2 is gonna have a darker tone, which I'm fine with. I just hope, you know, I actually liked the jokes and the humor in the first Spider-Man game. It wasn't MCU, so that's why I liked it even more. I think the MCU jokes are kind of corny, but this actually felt like a funny Spider-Man and funny conversations. I like the conversations that the characters have between each other. But yeah, that is, I guess, kind of like a confirmed rumor about the tone of the game, that it's going to be darker. I mean, Venom is in the game, so I would assume it would be darker. So yeah, I like that. Another rumor is that Brooklyn will be added to the game, so you'll be able to play in Brooklyn, and Brooklyn has smaller buildings, so I think they would have to fix not fix it, but make the swinging mechanics a little bit better and web zip a little bit better, because I feel like the web swinging is only really good when you're on those high buildings. I don't really know how it would work like low, because going through Central Park is kind of a chore in the game because it's so low. The swinging sometimes is a little crazy, so I don't know how that would work, but I think it would be cool to add Brooklyn into the game and make the game a little bit more bigger than what it is. So yeah, but yeah, those are all the leaks and rumors right now that we have for Marvel's Spider-Man 2. I will keep you guys updated and continue other videos about Marvel Spider-Man 2. I do have some theories that I do want to discuss, because I played Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales and the first game like over so many times. It's crazy. I played like at least every year since the games came out. But yeah, I do actually have some kind of rumors that are debunked. I know a lot of people were thinking that Marvel Spider-Man 2 was going to be a co-op game because you can play as Peter and Miles. That is not true. You will not be able to play this game online or co-op. This is a single player game solely. So yeah, if you had that kind of idea that you could play with, you know, your significant other or a friend or online, you're not going to be able to do that. This is not like Gotham Knights or Avengers. It is solely a single player game. Speaking of Miles and Peter, they both have missions that are dedicated to them. So when you're playing the story, you know, Miles is going to be with Peter sometimes, and you're going to have like the team takedowns and things like that. But the free roaming, you can just select whoever you want, but during those story missions, it is going to be pre-selected who you play as. So who knows, this might be more of a Peter story, and Miles is kind of like a side character that you play as every once in a while, kind of like a Sonic and Tails type of deal, I guess you can think about it like that, I guess. Like basically Miles is tagging along, but he does have his own story missions. Peter has his own story missions. Miles has his own particular side missions. Peter has his side missions, but playing like free roam and doing like collectibles and things, you can decide who you want to be. So yeah, that is basically it. That is all we have from this leaker. Like I said, take all this with a grain of salt because none of this has been confirmed. Yeah, that is it. So give this video a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't. I've been Elijah the Hero. Peace. Thanks for watching the video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Push the notification bell to be notified for new videos. And remember, have a great day.